Okay, hi again, everybody. I posted in a community post I was going to do some deer jerky. I got a pretty good deer this year. Got three of them. Actually, gave some of it away. But anyway, so I'm going to go through the process of making the deer jerky, what ingredients we use, how we prepare it, and hopefully you find it helpful. If you already know how to make jerky, then you're probably not going to watch this. But for those that don't know how to do it, there's several different methods you can do. I'm just going to show you one of them. You can use any type of jerky seasoning. I got this at the local outdoor store. I like the hot brand. I like it spicy and hot. So there's two parts to it. There's the actual seasoning, and then there's the cure. And you have to put both of them in there, and they're pre-measured. So I had my deer processed. I took it to a processor, and they ground the deer up for me. I guess I'm lazy. I used to do all that stuff when I was younger. I don't do it anymore. It's a lot easier. Have somebody else do it. So it was ground and it had beef fat added with it. I don't want it to be too dry, but I don't want it to be too oily either. So I'm going with 5 pounds for this one batch. The processor did, for every 8 pounds of meat, he put 2 pounds of beef fat in there. So what I'll do is, just bust all the deer burger up. You can see the fat in there. You see the little white specks in there. And then I'm gonna put the seasoning in there. This is the seasoning. My wife, I got a big bag. I got enough for 25 pounds. We usually make a lot of jerky every year. So I got enough for 25 pounds. My wife just broke it open and separated it all. So there's enough for 5-pound batches, because I can't do 25 pounds in a batch. So, and then you just sprinkle it in there. This is the seasoning. Just do a little bit at a time. Work it in. All right. Okay. And then this is the fun part. Poke your fingers in there and get a whole bunch of holes so the seasoning gets distributed evenly through the meat. The more you knead it, the better it's worked into the meat. All right. So after I get done kneading this and working all the seasonings and the cure into it, then I'll set it in the refrigerator overnight. I just want to show you the process. Because when you explain to somebody how to make something and they're not actually looking at it visually, they're not really getting the concept of it. But when you look at it and watch it in real time, then you understand what's going on. So why I like deer burger instead of the actual deer meat just cut up and soaked and then jerky, this is a whole lot easier to eat. You know, you eat jerky and you gotta bite it and pull on it and gnaw on it and chew on it, and it's like eating a piece of leather. Well, this is not like that at all. Bite into it and chew on it. It's kind of like eating, texture wise, it's like a pepperoni stick, kind of like. Whole lot easier to eat. Alright, so that's the seasoning. Now we have to put the cure in it. The cure in it's the actual like salt. It helps it cure and dry and preserves it so it'll last. Because jerky doesn't have to be refrigerated. And refrigeration is not a problem because usually this gets ate so fast, it never has to be refrigerated. So here's the cure. It looks like salt. I don't know why it's pink, but maybe it's because of some of the ingredients they put in there. But you got to put the cure in there. Once you put the cure in there and you start working it in, it's going to start to thicken up really fast. You can see I don't have very much fat and meat on my gloves yet. Not yet. So we're just going to put a lid on this container, put it in the refrigerator overnight. We'll probably shoot it first thing in the morning. Okay, welcome back, you guys. This is the next day. The deer jerky's been sitting in the refrigerator for, it's probably been sitting in there for about 8 to 10 hours. Let me show you some of the stuff we're going to be using. So this right here is the jerky cannon. This is just something that I bought through trial and error. I bought plastic guns, I told you before, and they didn't last very long because they cracked. So I bought this one. It's a LEM. I guess I got it at Academy. But you can see it's got the brush to clean it inside the tube. It's stainless steel. This is the blade fitting, which I use for, it shoots it out kind of like flat and wide. You've got one where you can shoot it into casings, or you can just shoot them in sticks also with this one. I usually shoot it out flat. And then the gun itself, you can see that the gun itself is pretty sizable. You can get quite a bit of meat inside of that tube. We got the meat right here. Sorry about the dirty dishes, don't look over there. And then we got the 2 dehydrators. So one I got from Walmart. This is an Oster, and then both of them don't have temperature settings. You just turn them on. I'm not sure what the temperature is, but I've been using these for so long that I know that 6 hours is perfect in both of them. 6 hours. This one I got from Academy. It's a game winner. They both have 4 trays. So all you do basically is you just shoot it in there. I'll show you when I get ready to do it, but you just shoot it in there and then you turn it on and wait 6 hours. About halfway through though, I'll take a bunch of paper towels and dry off all the fat off of it because of the beef fat that's in there, but it keeps it moist though. Okay, so that's pretty simple. We're just gonna put some gloves on. Okay, we got the deer meat, we got the dehydrator ready to shoot into. So here's the gun. First thing you gotta do is take the tube off the gun and pull the plunger all the way back. Just like I said, it's just like a big caulking gun. Alright, pull it all the way back. That way you can just, you can take a spoon and scoop it out and put it in the tube. But then you have a whole bunch of air pockets in there, and then by the time you squeeze the handle down, the plunger compresses and you don't have as much meat in there. This is how I do it. I'll just take the tube and just jam it down in the meat. The meat's really firm. Get the meat all the way down in the tube, and it's pretty full. And I'll get it about a half inch to an inch from the top of the tube. That's probably good right there. All right, so the end of the plunger is about that big. So you've got to get that to go into the end of the tube with the meat in. So you got to take a little bit of the meat out. Just a little bit, just enough for the plunger to fit in there. Just like that. About that much. I probably put a little bit too much in there. And then always wipe it off because it gets everywhere. Okay, so now that part you just scooped it out from, you can stick the plunger in there and then screw the tube onto the gun. Then on this end, I use the blade fitting. Stick it in the gun. Well, I'll put it in the holder. Just like that. Just drop it in there and then screw it onto the end of the gun. Leave that for a second. And we're ready to shoot. Start on the bottom, start with the bottom tray first. And you can shoot it on there however you want, in whatever pattern you want. But I try to keep them straight. So start squeezing the gun, it's gonna start coming to the top of the blade. And there it comes. Just Just let it come out nice and even. I'll shoot it in long strips. Break it off. Just keep shooting strips. I'll leave a little gap in between each row so the hot air and the dehydrator can get between each piece. If you fill it too full, the air can't circulate through the meat and through the trays. You don't want to plug the hole in the middle because hot air comes up through here also. And once I turn the dehydrator on, I'll turn the trays so each layer of meat, like that one's going in that direction, then I'll crisscross it like this. I don't know if it helps it. I just like doing it that way. We're almost out. Got to fill up the tube again. You got to take the tube off. Pull the plunger all the way back again, and you get a full tube. And then the foam part. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. If you like jerky, it's a lot of work, but you take a lot of pleasure in eating it, knowing that you made it yourself, and sharing it with your friends and family. So there it goes. It's drying. We'll cut back in. It's at about the 3-hour mark. We'll get all that grease off of it, and then turn it back on for another 3 hours, and then you'll get to see what the finished product is. All right. So it's been 3 hours. 3 hours in now. Getting ready to open up the dehydrator and just wipe some of the grease off of the deer meat. It's kind of time consuming. My wife's looking at me going, yeah, it's time consuming. But she says it's a labor of love, so that's what it is. All right. What we'll do is we'll just take all the pieces out. We'll just pat them down with some paper towels. Sorry, you can hear the dehydrator in the background because the other one's still going. Grease coming out of it, the oil from the beef fat. Okay, 3 more hours and it'll be done. Okay, we'll see you in 3 hours. So 3 hours are over. We're gonna take it out of the dehydrator now, and this will be the final step. We'll dab off all the oil and then let them dry and cool off. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna keep this really short because you've already seen this done already, step by step. So I'm just gonna go through it really quick. It's looking like perfect, actually. It looks perfect. It's looking awesome. Can't wait to taste it. My wife's waiting over there. She's waiting to taste it too. Okay. So I was telling you that jerky cannon. The jerky cannon, you really need to take it all the way apart. Not the trigger mechanism and all that, but the plunger and all the parts that touch the meat, you need to take it apart and put it in a dishwasher. So when you use it again, you don't get food poisoning, bacteria and everything. Put it in a hot dishwasher and wash it really good. and then store it. Alright, it's looking good. It's looking good. Put it on a drying rack. Oh yeah, 5 pounds. That's okay. So that right there is 5 pounds of deer jerky. You can kind of see what the scale is. That's 5 pounds of deer jerky. So I still have one more container with 5 pounds of meat in it. I only have two dehydrators, so I can only do 5 pounds at a time. Each dehydrator holds about, I guess, 2.5 pounds. I'm gonna weigh this jerky and see how much it weighs. Okay, so after weighing it, we weighed it. That right there is 5 pounds of deer meat, and it weighed 2.2 pounds. We weighed it on that digital scale right there. So it's 2.2 pounds. So it shrunk. It lost about a little over half its weight. It lost a little bit over half its weight. So yeah. So it's really good. So let me show you how easy it is to eat, right? Just like that. It's just like a pepperoni stick, you know, except it's deer jerky. And it's really good. Okay, so I hope you guys let me finish chewing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and it was helpful. I hope it was helpful, and you can use this to make your own deer jerky. I'll give you a little bit of a base on how to start, what to use, what you need, the equipment. All right, so like I said, I got a video, another one coming out on finishing the Gyotaku, and then we're going on vacation to Florida, so there's going to be a whole bunch of video on that. I'll be staying in hotels, and we're gonna have a good time. You'll see. Okay, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like my videos. All right, okay, see you next time.